Hello everybody and welcome back to my garage 0 to Hero. Alright, so it's a brand new week and it's still quite early in the morning, so I think yeah, we are just going to quickly collect the parts that we need to pick up for our new truck over here. So this truck I actually bought off the used car dealership just basically across the way from here. So they had this truck there for 10,000 and yeah, I managed to just grab it. So the reason why I actually was intrigued by this truck was the diesel swapped engine. It's already got a turbo diesel engine in it and it runs and drives great. It just needs a few bits and pieces. Obviously, like the wheels and tires are going to be replaced. So yeah, we actually ordered ourselves a brand new set of wheels and tires. So we're also going to be mounting this tow hitch, and yeah, we are missing this small little window, so we're just going to grab all these parts, load it up onto our brand new truck over here, which actually came with some brand new interior parts as well. So we are going to be doing an interior swap on this truck, and then yeah, the tires and the wheels, and then hopefully this truck is going to be nice and reliable for us. So yeah, in other news, we did decide to send over the big truck, or the extended cab truck with the long bed, over to Minty's for some repairs, because in the last episode we had a bit of an accident with the truck, and yeah, I decided to just outsource that work and get that done by Minty's. So yeah, that is the plan. So let me quickly load up all of these parts and then we're going to head back to our shop. Alright, so all of the parts are loaded and we're just going to head back to our shop now, because we've got a little bit of stuff we need to sort out today. So yeah, let's head back to our shop and I'll show you guys what we have cooking over there. Alright, back at our shop, and yes, I actually do like this truck of ours. It's definitely got a little bit more space in the back, like yeah, you know, considering that it's a long bed, but we don't have the extra length with the extended cab on this model, so for that reason it's a little bit easier to maneuver, and we still have got the same space that we had in the other truck as well. So yeah, Minty's going to be doing some repairs for us on our green truck, or the other green truck. So yeah, it was just a coincidence that we were able to find another green truck, which is exactly what I was looking for. So this is going to be our new pickup truck we're going to use for just hauling stuff up and down. So yeah, I was actually thinking of getting rid of the box as well over there, because we haven't used it in quite a while and I don't really think we're going to need it anytime soon. So I might actually just put that box up for auction and just see what kind of interest there is going to be with regards to, yeah, people wanting to buy that Amazon box off us. But yes, let me also show you guys a little bit what's going on at our shop otherwise. So we've got our 67 Limpala. I actually did manage to get all of the rust sandblasted off of this thing, so it's basically ready for its paint. So I'm not going to bother with primering this thing up first of all. We're just going to go ahead and respray it. So I decided to go with this color, which is a cream. It's called Capri cream, which is actually an original color for these 1967 Chevy Impalas. You can actually Google it. It's a definite color code for the Chevy Impala. So that is what we're going to do with this car, is just paint it in that cream color. And I've got some new interior bits on its way for this car as well. So that is also going to come probably tomorrow. So then, yeah, we can get this thing buttoned up and put together. So we've got all the trim and the bumpers and everything taken off the car. So that is what's going on over here. And you may have noticed we've got a very shiny, well, very dirty, but still shiny BMW up on our ramp truck over here. So this car actually belongs to Richard, which is one of Alan's friends. So he sent this car over to us because he wants us to do a little bit of a body kit on it and some new wheels and tires. So this is a bit of a project we need to sort out for Richard. We definitely need to clean the car up. As you can see, it's quite filthy. So yes, that is another new project, and yeah, we haven't discussed payment and such just yet, but yeah, Richard always pays well. So once we can start getting into this thing, we'll make space over here on the two-post lift, because we're also going to be swapping out the wheels and tires. So he's got all the parts that he wants to have fitted to this car, and it's on its way. So that might also be here by tomorrow or maybe Wednesday, and then we can get this sorted out for him. But let's turn our focus also to the vehicle inside the garage. As you may know, this is in fact the 1968 Dodge Charger that we are currently busy with for Eric. So this car has got the brand new engine that we mounted for him. Also did manage to get the radiator fitted over the weekend. So that is all sorted. So basically mechanic wise, this car is 100%. We just need to get this thing painted up today. So we've got the color code over here, the 2 paint cans, which we are going to be painting this car in. So yes, this is actually the color that Eric wants on the car. It's called a Panther Pink. So it's going to be very, very bright and shiny. And once again, we also have got some new interior panels coming for this car. So I got rid of all of the old interior panels because some of them were definitely on their last legs, and I decided to just go ahead and order brand new interior. So yes, once again, that is also going to be something that we're going to probably do by the next episode. So what we're going to do today is give this thing a paint job. We are going to give our Chevy Impala a paint job, and then we're going to start working on our own truck, getting our new wheels mounted, as well as the interior parts that came with the truck. So I think this is probably the first thing I want to do is get the interior sorted on this truck. Because I think it's going to be easier if we just get everything off the bed of the truck, and then we can get our truck up onto the 2-post lift and then start sorting it out like that. So what I'm going to do is going to grab this toolbox, and we're just going to start ripping interior parts off this thing. So yeah, that's basically the idea over here. So I did notice this truck was in an accident. So they did replace this whole front right section of the truck. It was quite badly damaged. That is why we've got a different color door panel on this door, because this door is of another truck. So it's been painted, but obviously they haven't bothered changing the interior. So that is what we are going to do now. We're going to sort out the interior, and then obviously that's going to just make this truck look a little bit better. So let's come around this side. I notice we also have got a brand new dashboard in there, but it's a mismatched color dashboard. So we're going to try and swap everything out and get this brown interior sorted. We also have got a brand new carpet, which is a custom carpet. So we're going to just strip everything off the interior. Alright, so there's our gear stick, but let's just remove this carpet for the time being. Alright, and we'll be able to get our gear stick out as well. Just like that. So let's grab the carpet and pop the carpet back in. Right, we already have got a brand new headline in this thing. Right, so if you grab the seat, then at least our carpet should stay put from now on. Right, so let's get the seat bolted down just like that. And we're going to come around this side and just bolt these 2 bolts down on the bench seat. And then that is our interior basically sorted out. Let's quickly grab our screwdriver here, because we need to rip this dashboard out. Alright, so there is a screw underneath there, and on the opposite side we've got one over there. Alright, and that should free up our dashboard. Alright, so this dashboard might actually be worth a couple of bucks if we do take it over to Steve's pawn shop. It might give us a little bit of money back for all the interior parts. We are going to require the cluster, so that is going to go in our new dashboard. Come to think of it, while we've got the door panel off, we should also remember to mount the small window, which is missing on the truck. So let's quickly pop this on, and we'll just be sure to bolt it down right over there. Right, I still have to tint that window because obviously all of the other windows are tinted, so we're just gonna tint it so that it matches. Right, so just like that, and there we go. So now we've got a little bit of extra window tint laying around, so we should be able to use this on another project at some point. Alright, so let's see, these wheels, we can probably just chuck them over this side. Alright, but we'll get to that in a bit. Let's just focus on getting this thing put back together on the interior side. Right, so let's grab our cluster. And there we go. So this is our brand new brown dashboard. Let's get that into position. I'm just going to grab our screwdriver again. And we've got a screw over there underneath. And let's go around the other side. Alright, perfect. So that is sorted. Alright, so let's grab our 2 new door panels in the back of the truck here. Alright, so the driver's side door guard is in place. Let's just bolt it down. Let's grab our new matching brown gear stick. And just get that bolted down like that. And then, yeah, the last panel is over on this side. Let's quickly grab this. Just gonna get that mounted. And there we go, simple like that. We've got our whole interior sorted out, so everything is matching now. So this truck is definitely, yeah, looking much better on the interior now. Alright, so now we just need to offload these wheels because we want to get these wheels mounted. Alright, so let's just grab all of them. Alright, so all of the wheels are offloaded. So now let's quickly assemble our trailer hook over here. So we've got this ball joint, or yeah, the hitch ball. We just need to mount to the actual tow bar. And then we're going to grab this whole assembly. Just get it into position over here. And we've got the 2 bolts on this side. And there's also 2 bolts on this side. Just gotta feel where this other one is. It's around here somewhere. And there we go, we've got it. Alright, so that is basically all of the work we needed to do off the 2-post lift to this truck. So we're gonna get rid of these interior bits. Might give us a little bit of money back in our pocket. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is we are going to just pull this truck up onto the 2-post lift and see if we can get these wheels and tires mounted quickly. Alright, there we go. We've got our truck in position. I just want to get these lift arms under it so that we can pick this thing up and just get those wheels swapped out. I'm probably also going to have to air the tires up because they definitely don't have air in them. Right, so let's see. Yeah, I think that should do the trick. It's nice and high enough. Alright, we're going to need our wrench for this. Alright, so let's see. I actually think we should maybe just investigate the brake calipers and stuff like that while we are under here. Alright, so we've got our first wheel off and I can already tell we've got a bad brake hose on this side. The brake caliper itself doesn't look too bad. The actual brake rotor or brake disc is looking a little thin. And our hub is also a bit worn, so we are definitely going to have to do some work to the suspension on this truck at some point. But I think for the time being, we are just going to get our wheels mounted so that this thing is mobile. Because we might actually start working on Richard's BMW if we have time left. I think we should have time left. So we might actually come back to this truck if we get to that point. So let's get this wheel off as well so we can inspect this side's suspension components. Alright, so here we can see we've got a bad steering knuckle. We've got a bad brake disc. This is actually broken. So yeah, everything else still seems fairly good. It's just the brake rotor is very bad, and we might have some brake pads. Yeah, the brake pads actually don't look too bad. But you can tell that half axle needs a little bit of replacement as well. Alright, but we'll come back to that and just make a mental note on the work we need to do to the front suspension. Alright, so there's our new wheel mounted. And we're just going to get this wheel out of the way. I was thinking of just keeping these rims around because we never know what we're going to need them for. Right, so we can start at the rear. Now here we don't really have to... no, we're not going to be able to really tell much if we take the wheel off because obviously this truck has got brake drums at the back. Unless if the brake drum is missing like this corner. So we can clearly see there's a brake drum missing over here. So the brakes are quite terrible on this truck and we are going to have to sort that out. But once again, I'm just going to mount the wheels so that we can at least have this truck mobile. Right, so let's move this tire out of the way as well. We're just going to throw it on the pile over there. And then we're going to go around to the other side. Just going to get those other wheels sorted out as well. Right, so I can clearly see we do have a brake disc on this side, or a brake drum, which is a good sign. At least we don't have major problems on this side that I can tell. Alright, so let's get our last wheel fitted and just zip it down nicely like this. Alright, so there we go. We at least fixed one thing on this truck, and that is the tires and the wheels. So those are all brand new wheels and tires now. So we are going to need our air compressor. So let me grab this quickly, and we're going to air up these tires. I think, yeah, let's maybe go 2 bars. That should do the trick for us with this these off-road tires. Alright, let's get all of these tires aired up quickly. Alright, and there we go. So I have aired up all of the tires on our brand new truck over here. Well, it's not really brand new, but I will just say that it's brand new to us, because yeah, this is definitely the type of truck that I was looking for. We've got loads of space in the back, and obviously it's not as long as the other truck that we sent over to Minty's. Alright, so we can now officially pull this truck off the 2-post lift for the time being, because we need to get some parts for this thing before we really start working on the suspension and the brakes. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to park it somewhere over there, close to where the interior parts are, because I do want to start painting these 2 vehicles so that they can start getting dry. Hopefully by Wednesday we'll be able to get these vehicles assembled again, because both of them have got a lot of trim pieces and stuff that goes on it. So yeah, I think what we're going to do is we're going to start with Eric's car over here in the garage. So this is going to hopefully go smoothly without any problems. So we still need to swap out the paint. So we've got the paint cans on the table. We're just going to take out the primer, because we are done with the primer for now. And we're going to mount this to our spray gun just like that. And there we go. So let's grab our paint gun over here. And I think it's basically time again for us to cue some music and get this car painted up in this panther pink. Alright, well, there we go. So Eric's car is now officially painted panther pink, and yeah, it's quite a interesting color that he chose. I must say, with the black wheels and tires that we have that's going on this thing, with the wheel spaces and all of the chrome bits that are basically brand new, I think this thing is going to turn out very nice. It's just a matter of putting it back together again. So we do have got the vinyl roof as well that's going back on this thing. So I also sent the vinyl roof in for some repairs, because it definitely needed a little bit of work done to it as well. So that is also going to come hopefully with the interior, so we can get this thing buttoned up. Because yes, this project definitely took quite a bit of time for us to get sorted out. And yeah, I actually can't wait to see what this thing's going to look like when it's done. So what we're going to do next is we are going to grab our spray paint compressor. We're just going to remove the empty can of pink paint. So I actually didn't need the second can, but I decided to just grab 2 of them in case we are going to spray any other parts or something that we need to do afterwards. Maybe it might need some touch-ups here and there, but yeah, that is always just a good thing to have extra than to have too little paint. Right, same story with our 67 Impala here. I've got 3 tins of paint because we've got a lot of panels to cover on this car, and we also have got the roof that is going to be painted. So I think maybe 3 cans is just safer to have. So what we're going to do is we're just going to give this thing a paint quick as well. It should actually go very quickly because everything is pretty much straight. We just need to get this I think painted up in this cream color. So here we go, let's get this sorted out. Alright, so we've got our Chevy Impala also painted up now, and I think this is going to look very good once we get everything sorted out on it. I did notice we've got a tiny bit of rust still on this door over here, so I might get that touched up if I can get the sandblaster here, but obviously this paint needs to cure a bit before we do that, so I'll get that part sorted out for sure. But yes, I think this is definitely going to be a very nice courtesy vehicle for us once we can get everything put back together. So yeah, there's not really much else we can carry on with now, because both these cars need to basically cure before we can start assembling them. So we are going to leave the garage door open for this car to dry up a bit, and obviously our own vehicle is parked outside now, so it should also get a little bit of wind. And yeah, obviously there's going to be some touch-ups we need to do, like on this door there are some parts that we need to polish and sort out a bit. So yeah, that is basically what's going to happen. We're going to just leave these 2 vehicles to cure properly, and then we can maybe start stripping Richard's BMW over here. So I'm going to just quickly get this off of our ramp truck. Alright, so we've got Richard's car on our 2-post lift, and I think that should do the trick. So yeah, this is going to be one of those cars where we work on it, and it's got basically all brand new parts. I actually think before we start working on this thing, I'm just going to give it a little bit of a clean with our garden hose over here. So let's just grab our hose pipe, and then just going to see if this car's going to clean up. It should actually not give us too much problems because the paint is still very smooth on this thing. Right, so we're just going to clean it up as good as we can. We've got our 2-post lift sort of in the way now a bit, but that's okay. We should be able to get it cleaned up a bit. Alright, so there we go. And we just finished sorting this out quick, and then yeah, I think we can get this thing lifted up. Gonna take the wheels off, we're gonna take the bumper off at the back, we're gonna take the front bumper off, we're gonna take side skirts off. There's some new side skirts coming and a bunch of new accessories. So let me just finish washing this thing up, and then I'll bring you guys back up to speed once we start taking things off this car. Alright, there we go. So that is much better. So let's just get our spray paint compressor back into the garage. Just want to make sure everything is sort of in its place again, so that we don't get keep tripping over everything. Alright, so let's get this car lifted up a bit. Right, I think that should do the trick. Let's grab our toolbox that I kicked all the way over there. Right, so we are going to have to pop these hubcaps off. So that is going to require the pry tool, which is going to make it a bit easier for us to get them off. Right, so let's pop all of these off. Alright, and we'll just let them drop down onto the ground. Alright, so we are going to basically start with these wheels. Just gonna take these old steelies off, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna pop the hubcaps back onto them so that they don't get lost. And I see we did a terrible job at cleaning the wheels, so but that's fine. We don't really need to mount these wheels back onto the car anyway. So these are going to be extra wheels that's going to be laying around. I noticed we also do have some wheel spacers which we are going to reuse probably on the new wheels. It all depends on how the wheels fit. Right, so let's get these lugs undone just like that. That's yeah, everything else actually looks pretty decent on this car. There's absolutely no work we need to do to it in terms of repairs or replacing parts. We're just doing a little bit of a body kit for Richard, and yeah, obviously the wheels and tires. I also heard he's bringing us a spoiler which is going to go on the trunk lid over here, so that is probably something that we're going to have to mount as well for him. Let's just quickly grab the hubcaps and just pop them on these rims, and then we'll just set these over here on the table in front. We must just remember these actually came off Richard's BMW. Right, so let's just pick all of these up. Just gonna put them there. Alright, that is the last one. Pretty decent. Alright, so let's have a look at this front bumper. So there should be a bolt on each side for this, and I believe those are the ones. Just like that. Alright, perfect. Alright, so we are going to have to take off the number plate because that is Richard's personalized license plate that's on this front bumper. So let's just come ahead and yeah, just take it off. And then there we go. We've got the old bumper off. Alright, let's just put that on the table. It's going to be safe. Luckily, it's a personalized license plate, so we know whose license plate it is. Alright, so let's see at the back. I don't know if we're going to be able to reach all the bolts from here. Might have to go down a bit with the car. Alright, just like this. And I still recall from Alan's wife's car, these are the bolts for the rear bumper. So there we go, we've got the rear bumper off. Alright, so let's put this somewhere safe as well. Alright, perfect. So now that we've got that removed, now we can quickly grab our pry tool for these side skirts. Alright, so there's our one side skirt removed, and we've got one on the opposite side as well that needs to come off. Alright, and there we go. So we've got that. Perfect. So we've got all the body panels off that needs to come off. I think everything is sort of stripped. As far as we need to strip for now, I don't think there's anything else that Richard wants to have done to the car really. He wants to just have a body kit on it and yeah, some new wheels and tires. He did mention something about coilovers, so yeah, I think that's something we can also remove. All these old springs. So he wants to replace the springs with adjustable springs so that he can get the perfect ride height for the car. So let's just pop these off as well. Right, over on the other side. And that is the last one for this corner. And over here at the back, we've got the last one there. And that is it. We've got everything stripped off now. Nothing else that I can think of that needs to come off. Alright, so now that Richard's car has been stripped, yeah, there's not really much else we can do. So Hugo did ask me to give him a call once I am free for the rest of the day. So let's quickly grab our phone and just give him a call. Alright, I had a bit of a word with Hugo and he asked me to pop by his house, but he wants me to bring some oil and coolant, so we're just gonna head over to the gas station quick and just pick up those things and then take it over to his house, because he said he's trying to get the BMW started. He mounted the engine and the gearbox and everything, and yeah, he just needs us to head over there and see what he still needs in order for the car to fire up. So let's go over there and just help Hugo out a bit after we've done a bit of our shopping. Alright, so we've got everything in our backpack that Hugo said we need to pick up. So let's head over to his house and see what he has been up with. I'm not too sure what's been going on with his BMW, but he's definitely trying to get that thing running. He said he wants to get it running before he sends it over to our shop, and it turns out he's got a little bit of problems with getting it running. Now that we are here over at Grandpa's old shop, actually I'm still waiting to hear from Alex what's happening with the shop. When is it going to go up for sale, or if it's going to go up on auction, so we're not sure yet. Yes, I actually forgot to mention that we did sell the service truck. The auction did go through, so we made a total of 100,000 on that truck, minus the service fees obviously. And yeah, the new owner of the truck is definitely gonna find some use for it, so that is very good. I'm always glad to actually have a vehicle sold at auction that somebody's going to use for something. So yeah, right now let's make our way over to Hugo's and just see what he has been busy with. Alright, and we are here at Hugo's house. So yeah, he said that we should be able to find some tools in his garage, in his toolbox over here, if we need some. So yeah, he's got this fancy trolley toolbox, and I see he's been a little bit busy on the BMW. He didn't, yeah, it doesn't seem like he did too much to it. He gave it a bit of a wash, and he mounted a wheel on this corner, took the fender off, I see. So yeah, let's quickly have a look around and see what he's been busy with. So yeah, there's the old fender. Let's see if we can pop the hood over here. Alright, so he's got the inline 4 engine mounted with a 5-speed transmission. It looks like, yeah, he's also got an exhaust fitted. So yeah, let's quickly see. Obviously he says the engine doesn't have oil in yet, so we're going to have to sort out the oil for him, and probably also the coolant should also be empty. I don't think there's any coolant in there. Yeah, there's a tiny bit, but it's basically empty. Right, so I did bring 2 bottles of coolant and 3 bottles of oil, which I think we're just going to need 2 bottles of oil. So let's quickly top up the oil over here. Right, so we've got the coolant and also the oil topped off in the engine. So we actually only needed 2 bottles of oil. So that is good to go. So it should be safe to try and fire this thing up. But I noticed we are missing the battery, and also the battery cables are missing. So we're going to try and see if we can maybe grab the ones off of this 55 Bel Air over here and just see if we can get it up and running. So we're just going to need a wrench. So let's grab Hugo's wrench from his toolbox, and we're just going to unbolt the battery from the Chevy over there. Actually didn't check. Yeah, there's nothing on the Chevelle over there. So let's lean in here. We're going to just unbolt the battery first of all. Alright, so yeah, the battery actually still seems to be fairly decent. Alright, so let's get these cables off. We've got a bolt on the starter. One on the engine at the back should be the ground. We've got one on the alternator over here. And that should come off. And let's see where we can get the battery cables fitted. Alright, so there we've got our ground cable on there. And let's mount the ground cable to the engine, the starter, and also the alternator. Let's just see if he's got a fuel line on this engine. No, there's no fuel line, so we're also going to have to grab that quickly. Alright, so this fuel line should work because they are kind of universal. Alright, and let's come on, there we go. Alright, so we've got the fuel line. Let's get the fuel line installed and just bolt it down there. Alright, next up we're going to need the battery. So let's get our battery fitted over here. Alright, there's the battery. So the battery is tightened down, and I think we should have power to this car now. Right, so let's see what it does if we try and turn it over. I've got my fingers crossed that this thing is going to fire up. Alright, so there we go. Ignition on. And yeah, it looks like we are out of gas. Yeah, that might be the problem over here. So we're gonna have to run to the gas station and quickly grab some gas. Does this car even have a gas tank fitted? Let's just see. Yeah, it looks like he does have a gas tank in it. Alright, so I'm gonna quickly go past my shop and pick up a jerry can and get some fuel for this BMW so we can fire it up. Alright, so we are back and we've got a jerry can full of gas for the BMW. So yeah, I really want to see if this thing's going to fire up now. I think Hugo would be pleased if we were able to get this thing up and running for him. Alright, so let's quickly open this up and just chug all of this gasoline in the tank. Alright, so we've got our gasoline in the tank now. Let's just close up the fuel cap here. Alright, so let's try this again. Hopefully it's gonna do some magic for us now. And just like that, she breathes to life. And I think this car should actually run and drive if all of the suspension components are still intact. So let's just get these bottles out of the way, because I would like to get this thing moving around a bit and see if the brakes aren't binding or anything like that. Right, so let's hop in. Alright, handbrake off. First gear definitely moves. We have a little bit of steering problems. Yeah, it looks like we might be missing a tie rod, so let's just hop out with our wheels steered to the left. And yeah, we can see this tie rod is missing on this side, so we're gonna have to get a tie rod fitted to that side in order to actually drive this thing. But yes, this car is definitely mobile. Well, sort of mobile. Yeah, there we can see we are missing the tie rod on this side. But the engine, this little inline 4, is definitely doing the job. It sounds pretty decent. Alright, well, I'm sure Hugo would be very happy to see that this old BMW is at least running and sort of driving now. The exhaust on this thing is a little bit weird, but I think there's probably not much he could do with that. But yes, I think that is definitely a win for today. So we did quite a bit of work today. We've managed to get Eric's car painted. We've got our 1967 Chevy Impala painted. And we also did a little bit of work to our new truck. We still need to sort out some problems on that as well. But luckily it's nothing major. Right, so let's just park up over here. And there we go. We're going to turn it back off. And then, yeah, I think we are going to head back to our shop after we cleaned up a bit here and just sorted everything out. But yes, I think that is also going to be a wrap for this episode. So thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate every view, every like. And also, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. I will appreciate it very much. But yes, until the next time, cheerio.